Hello everybody, welcome back as ever to Quali-Tea time, where I yammer on about what's been going on and tell you about what's coming up very shortly. So, the first and obvious thing is there wasn't one last week. There wasn't a lot, really, last week, and the answer to that, why that happened is there have been some dramatic sleep issues plaguing the den at present. So, I was getting maybe 2 hours of sleep, and then I was waking up and just not being able to go back to sleep, and that went on for about a week, and it was terrible, because I would, I'd get 2 hours of sleep, and then I'd have to do stuff, and then I would be basically inert by the time when I would do things like stream or do other things, and I didn't have any energy in the day to do anything like actually recording and whatnot, so yeah, there wasn't very much happening in the past week. Got a little bit better on Saturday and Friday, but yeah, we did have to skip out on a couple of streams, and we definitely didn't have very many videos, so apologies for that. That said though, I appear to be on the mend in that regards. I've had 5 hours and 6 hours in the past couple of days. That said, it does seem like I might have infected Fuzz with whatever is causing it, because they had a similar problem just today, so if I'm not breathing by Wednesday, by the time this video comes out, then you know that Fuzz has enacted their vengeance. The Halloween scream went on quite well, the witch costume went alright. It definitely could have done better with an actual proper doublet, which is a actual definition term that I found out recently. The witch wears a doublet. Who knows? And I definitely needed more, practice with makeup, because I have none, pretty much. The best I have is my nails, and I did do, I think, fairly well with my nails. I don't think it came across on camera very much, but they were a black root that was inky, spreading out into the red nails, and that looked really nice, I think. Could definitely been better if I had a proper brush, but worked out okay for the evening at the very least. Oh yes, and my facial hair is regrowing at a nice, decent pace, so hopefully I will look like my usual self. I'm hesitant to say normal, but I will look like my usual self by Christmas, we'll see. Other than that though, I'm taking the opportunity to practice my makeup skills a bit, and I'm getting steadily better. I'm currently wearing some black and blue eyeliner, and I'm learning a lot about my face in the process of attempting these things, because I found out in the course of doing the eyeliner that I have there's a few different terms for it. There's hooded eyes, there's deep-set eyes, and there's my personal favorite, sunken eyes, which is to say that there isn't actually all that much visible eyelid when my eyes are open, so consequently you don't really see much. And that also makes it a heck of a pain to actually apply eyeliner and eyeshadow and such, because it ends up getting smudged right underneath your eyebrow, essentially. So there's that problem. And then there's also that my skin is generally quite smooth and soft to the touch, but it's also just oily or greasy or whatever enough to firstly have a ton of acne problems throughout most of my life, and also to smear most makeups that I've found so far. So yeah, that's another thing I have to deal with. But there's also these are all interesting little details about my body that I hadn't known, because this is not an actual realm of experience that guys get to experience when they're growing up in most Western, at least, societies. So it's very interesting to try and figure this out and find this out and just teach myself exactly what this means and what the approaches are to fix them and whatnot, at least in regards to doing makeup and stuff. So that's fun. That's interesting. I'm having fun with that. I don't think eyeliner and eyeshadow is going to be a constant thing. It's fun to try every now and then. I think my nails are the most things I like decorating. But the last bit of news for the week is that my ADHD assessment is ongoing. I've got a little bit of paperwork to fill out that actually requires someone who's known me for more than 5 years, so unfortunately Fuzz can't help me with this. Has to be a parent, more or less. And then I will get a second assessment about a week after that, and then we'll have some conclusions drawn. Right now it looks like I probably have some form of inattentive ADHD, otherwise known as ADD, but exactly what that will mean going forwards, I'm not 100% certain. It might mean medication, it might mean my job prospects get even smaller, but we'll only find out once we actually have a final diagnosis. As it goes right now, I've had the one assessment on 2 hours of sleep, because it happened during the past week, and they weren't like specialists in ADHD, so they couldn't really give any massive like prognosis on it, so they're going to be passing the details on to actual specialists, and they're who I will get for the second assessment, that kind of thing. This is all more or less like, here's a list of things that I already knew I like had issues with. Do you think they might indicate this obvious thing that it could be? Which is not necessarily the way I like to go into like a doctor's office and such. I don't like to go in with a preconceived notion of what my diagnosis is, but it's admittedly pretty conclusive that I have something in this line, so hopefully I don't come across as someone trying to be diagnosed and more someone just trying to confirm a diagnosis. We'll see. And with that, onto the schedule. Our upcoming streams for the week. On Thursday night at 9 PM, we have more midnight hunting as it's gator season in Asteria. Then on Friday at 9 PM, we have Friday night with more Dead by Daylight, and I wonder what the Demogorgon's been up to all this time. Then on Saturday at 7, we have some Dungeons and Dragon Hats over at twitch.tv/thedragonhat, and the boys are in trouble. Oh no, consequences! Followed, of course, at 9 with the Carousel, where we talk about what went on and spin the wheel. And our last stream for the week is on Tuesday at 9 PM with some more building blocks, working on some Minecraft modding. And videos you might have missed from the last week. We have 2 episodes of Dailies by Daylight, where Bubba is camping the entire map, and Sally is strutting her stuff. And on to the questions. As always, those are drawn from the comments section of the preceding vlog. Drop them down below if you want to ask me anything. Our first question comes from Wivercats. What does the witch think of ice or snow? It's important to note that whilst the witch is mostly hydrophobic, which does degrade a bit once they actually become like incapable of drowning and also able to walk on water and such, the witch isn't just afraid of H2O. They're afraid of liquid water, especially they're afraid of liquid water that's like deep enough to seem inky black and like in an enclosed space, that kind of thing. There's more factors to their hydrophobia than just the presence of H2O. So they don't really have any negative reactions to ice or snow, but water they're not a fan of in the slightest bit. And the Seven Swords asks, are you done with Minecraft RPs? No, absolutely not. I do have plans for Minecraft RPs. The Blood Elegance mod that we're working on in Building Blocks is intended for an RP. It's not meant to be like released to the general public, as it were. It's not going to be like various oddities, that kind of thing. But a fair few people have noticed, really, that I've tried very hard to limit myself, to constrain myself, because my ambition for storytelling takes me very, 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 very quickly far past what I'm actually capable of doing, and that's a really great way to end up with projects getting abandoned a lot, as well as to lead to burnout and all sorts, and that just means you don't do anything for a long while. And that does somewhat factor into why we haven't really had a new RP in a while, why we haven't really had Minecraft in a while. I do plan to do more RPs and such, and I do plan to do more Minecraft. It's just a matter of slotting it into this cycle that I've got going right now that seems to be sustainable and decently, like, doable, without causing everything to get upset and messed up, that kind of thing. So more RPs are coming, just don't really know when. But that's all that we have for this week. Hope you've all enjoyed, and I shall as ever catch you all next time.